Hello everyone, this is Dharamveer sir here. Today we are going to start chapter 3 of grade 11 maths, which is trigonometric functions. Trigonometric functions. We have learned about trigonometry in grade 10th also. So today we are going to start with trigonometric function, and the topic that we are going to learn is angles. Different types of angles related to trigonometry. Okay, so let's start. So first let me tell you what is trigonometry. So this trigonometry word is made up of two words, two Greek words, trigon and metron, which means measuring the sides of a triangle. Or I can say that the trigonometry is a field of maths where we study the relation between angle and sides of a right angle triangle. The relation between sides and angles of a right angle triangle. So angles, we all have learned about angles since grade 3, 4, 5 and so on. So what is an angle? So angle is the amount of rotation of a ray with respect to its initial position. We have a ray, we rotate it to some part, then that amount of rotation is our angle described by that particular ray. Now if the rotation of the ray is in the clockwise direction, then the angle is said to be negative, and if the rotation is in the anti-clockwise direction, then the angle is said to be positive. As you can see in the figure, I have drawn positive angle and negative angle. In the first figure we have the initial side OA and the ray rotated anti-clockwise to the final position OB. Okay, so this angle will be positive. But if in the second figure, if we have the ray OA and it rotated clockwise to the terminal side OB, so this angle will be negative. So the initial position is called initial side and the final position of the rotation is called terminal side. Okay, so remember this point. If it is moving anti-clockwise, it will be positive. If it will be moving clockwise, it will be negative. If I am clear, then pause and note down the points. So we have different measures of an angle. First let us discuss about degree measure of an angle. So we know that revolution is that if a ray OA starts from the point A and complete a circle to come back to the point A, it is called a revolution. So if the rotation from the initial side to the terminal side is 1/360th part of a revolution, then the angle is said to have a measure of degree 1. Measure of degree 1 written as 1 degree. Okay, clear? So one revolution, we know that one revolution equal to 360. So 1/360 of a revolution is called 1 degree. Now 1 degree is further divided into 60 minutes. 1 degree is equal to 60 minutes, and that minute is again divided into 60 seconds. So 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. Okay, so 1/60th of a degree is called a minute, written as 1 minute, and 1/60th of a minute is called 1 second. So you can see I have written 1 degree equal to 60 minutes and 1 minute equals to 60 seconds. So single dash is minute and double dash is your second. So in the figure we have 4 figures. We have ray OA, it completed a complete revolution, so this will be 360 degree. Now in the second one we have a degree 270 degree. In the third one, since it is moving in clockwise direction, so angle is -30 degree. And in the fourth figure it completed one revolution and again moved through certain angle. Since it is moving in clockwise, so it is -420 degree. I hope I am clear. So pause and note down the points. Coming to the other form of measurement of angle, that is called radian measure. Now angle subtended at the center by an arc of length 1 unit in a unit circle. Unit circle means if the radius is 1 unit, then that angle subtended at the center is called 1 radian. So it is simple that we have a circle of radius 1 centimeter, 1 meter, 1 kilometer, whatever is there, 1 unit is there. Okay, and we have the length of the arc equals to 1. Then the angle subtended by the arc at the center, arc of length 1 unit at the center of radius 1 unit is called 1 radian. Now if we have the figure second one, the radius is 1 but the length of the arc is 1.5, moved in the clockwise direction. Since it is in clockwise direction, so minus, and since the length of the arc is 1/2. So the angle will be minus 1/2 radian. Clear? So radian means what? We have a circle of unit radius and the length of the arc, then the angle subtended by the length of the arc. If the length is 1 unit, then the angle will be 1 radian. If the length is 5 unit, it will be 5 radian. Clear? So pause and note down the points. Now we have both the measures, degree measure and radian measure. So we have the relation between degree and radian measure as two right angles is equal to 180 degree. We all know that. And 180 degree is equal to what? Pi radian. The value of pi is 180 degree. And so from here we get 1 radian equals to 180 degree upon pi, which is approximately equals to 57 degree 16 minute. And from the same relation we get 1 degree is equal to pi upon 180, which is approximately equals to 0.01746 radians. After putting the value of pi is equal to 22/7 in calculation, it will be approximately equal to 0.01746 radians. Now remember these two relations. Whenever we have to convert the angles radian to degree or degree to radian, we are going to use that 1 radian equals to 180 upon pi and 1 degree is equal to pi upon 180 radian. Clear? So pause and note down this relation. So I hope we are clear with the definition and relations. So let's start with exercise 3.1. And the question 1 is, find the radian measure corresponding to the following degree measures. We have degree measure and we have to convert them into radian measure. And we know that the relation that 180 degree is equal to pi radian. So 1 degree will be equal to pi upon 180 radian. So first we have 25 degree. So since 1 degree is equal to pi upon 180, so 25 will be equal to, simply multiply 25 by pi upon 180. So it will be 5 pi upon 36 radians. So you can say that the radian measure of 25 degree is 5 pi upon 36. And the fourth one we have 520 degree. So simple, 520 multiplied by pi upon 180. On simplification you will get this equals to 26 pi upon 9 radian. So the radian measure of 520 degree is 26 pi upon 9 radians. Clear? So pause and note down the solution. Moving to question 2. Find the degree measures corresponding to the following radian measure, and we have to use pi is equal to 22/7. So I have solved the first part for you. We have 11 upon 16 radians. Okay, so 11 upon 16 radians. So multiplying this by 180 degree upon pi, because 1 radian equals to 180 degree upon pi, we get 315 degree upon 8 by putting the value of pi. Okay, we have to use pi is equal to 22/7. So this becomes 315 degree upon 8. So dividing 315 upon 8 we get 39 degree. Okay, but we have some quotient left. Clear? So again we have to divide that. 180 divided by again 8, we will get 22. That 22 is our minute. And again we have to remaining 240. Again we have to divide by 8 to get the second. You can see the calculations here. Okay, so we have to calculate the fraction. We cannot leave this in the fraction. We have to convert into degree, then the remaining degree into minute, and then the remaining minutes into seconds. So 11 upon 16 radians are equal to 39 degree, 22 seconds and 30 seconds. Clear? So pause and note down the solution. Next is question number 3. A wheel makes 360 revolutions in 1 minute. Through how many radians does it turn in 1 second? So number of revolutions in 1 minute is given 360. So number of revolutions in 1 second, what? Divided by 60, so will be equal to 6. So in 1 second the number of revolutions is 6. Now we have to find the radians. Now 1 revolution is equal to what? 360 degree, that is equal to 2 pi. So 6 revolutions is equal to what? 6 into 2 pi, that is 12 pi radians. So the number of radians turned in 1 second will be equal to 12 pi. Simple, find the number of revolutions and 1 revolution equals to 2 pi. So multiply by 2 pi, that many radians are there. If I am clear, then pause and note down the solution. Moving to question 4. Find the degree measure of the angle subtended at the center of a circle of radius 100 cm by an arc of length 22 cm. Now since here is the case of circle and the length of arc, so the angle will be in radian measure. Whatever we calculate will be in radian measure, and we have to convert that into degree measure. Now length of the arc L is equal to 22. Radius is given to be 100. So we have the relation L equals to r theta. So we get theta is equal to L upon r radians. Remember that this angle will be in radian. So L equals to 22 and r equals to 100. So 22 upon 100 radians. So 11 upon 50. And to convert radian into degree we multiply by 180 upon pi. So this will give 63 degree upon 5, and I have told you that we cannot leave them into fraction, so we have to convert them into degree, minute, and if seconds are there then also second. So this 63 degree upon 5 is equal to what? 12 degree 36 minutes. Clear? So pause and note down the solution. Moving to question 5. In a circle of a diameter 40 cm, the length of a chord is 20 cm. Find the length of the minor arc of the chord. Okay. So here the figure, since the diameter was 40, so radius is 20 and the length of the chord is 20 cm. So in the figure you can easily verify that the given triangle OAB will be equal to what? Right angle, equilateral triangle, sorry, since all the sides are equal. Okay, so the triangle OAB is equal to what? Equilateral. So angle at the center will be equal to all the angles, find out all the angles at the triangle will be equal to 60 degree. Okay, so we have the length, we have to find the length of arc AB, which is equal to L. Now theta is equal to what? 60 degree. So and in the calculation of L equals to R theta have to be in radian. So we have to convert this 60 degree into radian, which is equal to pi upon 3 radians. Done. And radius is 20. So simply using the formula L equals to R theta, we get 20 multiplied by pi by 3, which will be equal to 20 pi upon 3 centimeter. Done. So pause and note down the solution. Next is question 6. If in two circles arcs of same length subtend angles 60 degree and 75 degree at the center, find the ratio of their radii. Okay, angles at the center are given 60 degree and 75 degree. Lengths of arc are same, we have to find the radii. Now remember this, since we are dealing with L, R and theta, so here theta have to be in radian measure, but here the angles are given to be degree. So we have to first convert the angles into radians. Now for the first circle, theta is 60 degree, so 60 into pi upon 180, that is pi upon 3. So we know that L equals to R theta, R becomes L upon theta, so R1 equals to L upon pi by 3, that is 3L upon pi. Now for the second circle, theta is equal to what? 75 degree. So converting that into radians, so multiply by pi upon 180. This becomes 5 pi upon 12 radians. So R2 is equal to L upon theta, that is L upon 5 pi by 12, which is equal to 12 L upon 5 pi. So the required ratio R1 upon R2 will be equal to 3L upon pi divided by 12L upon pi, which will be equal to 5 by 4. So the required ratio of the radii equals to 5:4. Clear? So pause and note down the solution. Next is question number 7. Find the angle in radian through which a pendulum swings if its length is 75 cm. And the tip describes an angle arc of length 15, 10 and 21. Okay, so in the figure you can see that we have the radius R, angle theta radian, and length of arc equals 12. Now L equals to R theta, we know that, so theta is equal to L upon R. So simply putting the value of L and R, we get 10 upon 75, that is 2 upon 15 radian. In second case, L equals to 15, so theta is equal to 15 upon 75, that is 1 upon 5 radians. And in third case, L equals to 21, so theta is equal to L upon R, that is 21 upon 75, which will be equal to 7 upon 25 radians. As simple as that. So pause and note down the solution. So with this, we end exercise 3.1. I hope I am clear. So solve all the sums of this exercise and also the examples given before the exercise. Thank you and all the best.